Welcome back to Talkville, the ultimate Smallville rewatch podcast, where each week we go back, we watch an episode, and we discuss it with you and fans and friends and coworkers and all that stuff. If you want to join Patreon, patreon.com/Talkville, and support the podcast, you're more than welcome, and it will keep the show going, hopefully. So you keep it going.
And we appreciate it.
It's the only reason this show can keep going is because of our patrons who support the podcast. If you didn't get a chance to call in our hotline and leave a question for this episode, make sure you do for future ones. All that and the information is down in the show's description. You can go to @TalkvillePod, @TalkvillePodcast, find us, write a review, all that. But more importantly, listen. And talkvillepodcast.com if you want some merch. The Inside of You online store has a lot of merch too. Smallville lunchboxes, Lexmas scripts, the pilot scripts, all autographed, Funko Pops, ship keys, shirts, tumblers, more. So the Inside of You online store, along with talkvillepodcast.com. You can go to my Instagram @TheMichaelRosenbaum or @TomWelling, and you can see what cons we're going to. Join us. And, we do Smallville Nights, a fun event on Saturday nights. We have Smallville Cruise 2026 coming. Lots of great stuff. And last but not least, want to just pitch, if you have a dog out there, Rosie's Puppy Fresh Breath.
Come here.
And Rosie's puppy, he's talking to his dog now, but if your dog's breath isn't great, you just put some of Rosie's Puppy Fresh Breath, a cap full in your dog's water, odorless, tasteless.
This is Rosie.
That's it. There's Rosie. So get some Rosie's Puppy Fresh Breath on Amazon, and that's my product. A little picture of me on there and my doggies. And without further ado, let's get into season 7, episode 10, Persona. Persona aired January 31st, 2008. Director Todd Slavkin, love. Writers Holly Henderson and Don Whitehead. What a great episode they had written. Guest stars Michael Cassidy as Grant, Mark McClure as Daxter, James Marsders as Brainiac, Terrence Stamp as Jor-El. Rest in peace, Terrence.
I thought James really took it up a notch in this one. I'm not joking.
He was awesome. James Marsders.
Yeah, he took it up a notch.
He had gone away and done some other projects and then came back with a new sense of I'm gonna F some S up.
I'm gonna F some S up. Synopsis: Lana gets closer with Bizarro. Grant bonds with Lionel to Lex's dismay. Clark returns to enlist the help of a fellow Kryptonian to set things right, all under the stealthy watch of a familiar foe. Previously on Smallville, we remember Bizarro punching Clark, that necklace from the episode 3, that ring from episode 8, Clark destroying the crystal, Lex becoming the new boss of the DP, Grant being Julian, Milton being the goo, and Clark on ice. On the Kent farm, Clark and Lana wake up nude and never more in love. He suggests they elope to Paris, but as Lana throws open the blinds, his face glitches because he is, of course, Bizarro. He insists they close the blinds and get back to rubbing fronts. She obliges and says, "I love you, Clark Kent."
You know what I liked about this is it was awkward to watch, which meant it wasn't right.
It wasn't right, but it was still really intriguing.
I know, but that's what Todd was talking about. That we made choices with the performance that made it different.
Yeah, I felt like it was.
I really think that in the end of this series of Bizarro versus Clark, when you see Clark, you see Clark.
Yeah, 100%. Your performance was top notch, dude. I saw the difference in the characters, and there were some times where I got a little confused, but mostly
that was on purpose too.
Yeah, of course.
No, I think it's good directing.
Good directing.
And a good
directing.
Foreshadowing for our guest.
Yes. Grant enters Lionel's office at Luthor Corp to discuss paternity. Plopping down files on Project Gemini, he declares he's DNA mashup of Julian and awaits consequences. Lionel inches super close, but softly says that he'd like to get to know his flesh and blood, son.
I know you thought he was going to do something evil, but he was like, I love you.
Yeah, of course. Anything to stab me in the back or piss me off.
He will love anybody but Lex.
Even a clone.
So I know that I sometimes come across as pretty positive, but I will say that if he was your brother, he would have done more of what you've done, which is use your
brain.
No, he would have used your momentum. He should have stepped forward more. He should have used his space better.
Yeah, it feels like
that's my opinion in a performance, which is subjective.
If he's like a clone, wouldn't he kind of do what Lex wanted him to do?
Well, maybe that is.
But he gave him his
question,
persona as Grant. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a little confusing, but at the foundation, Lana discovers that a serial killer has been on a spree, draining the victims of metal, just like her unsanctioned quarantine patient. Lana triangulates the killer's location to suicide slums and pushes Clark to put a stop to it. And I'll tell you what, the filming of this was just cinematic. Mm-hmm. It was just beautiful. Even the stuff in suicide slums with Brainiac. And we talk, obviously James brought it, Mars just brought it. Everyone brought it to this episode, but the scope of this show felt cinematic. It felt like a movie, and it was something I really hadn't seen before in Smallville, or at least not to this level. Mm-hmm. It felt, did you feel that way?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was great.
Good, like I was watching a movie, yeah.
In the suicide slums, Bizarro finds Milton Fine finger stabbing a rat and asks for help with the pesky son that
Ryan, was that you?
Unmasking him. Fine informs him that Dexter, Krypton's preeminent scientist dermatologist, can help him via a small shield-shaped device that's linked to his genetic code. Sorry, guys, we're not allowed to forget the beauty pageant episode.
Yep, because the old necklace is linked to Dexter. So that is the one downside of this episode. If there was one. It's like, you got to remember, fierce.
Oh, that episode. At the DP, Bizarro asks Chloe where the gosh darn shield is, and she reminds him of the pageant episode, but lucky for him, he can't recall. He grabs her arm and asks again, which raises some red flags, because you know what? Clark wouldn't do that, would he? So,
it was pushy.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I know, but I'm telling you guys, it's a thin line where you're asking yourself that question the whole time.
Yeah. You're right. It had me guessing.
Good direction.
I don't think an episode of Smallville had me guessing like this one did. Guessing and so intrigued that I was like, I don't really want this to end. It was weird.
Well, also, like, you've had to play two different characters in the same episode on this show. You need someone there to watch you. And that's Todd is watching that.
Yeah.
Right? You have people going like, is it too much? Is it too less? And how do you swim the stream?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And what's great is I didn't have a prominent really role in this episode. And I was okay with that because I was watching as a viewer, which I actually enjoyed.
Yeah. No, you're just sort of like a presence in the background. And then you show up when it's like,
it's getting to.
Yeah. When it like, you have to. When you can't ignore Lex anymore.
Marster scares this entire episode, I think.
Oh my God, yeah.
He's amazing.
Lionel meets Lex at Luther Manor to press him about the clone bro. Lex says he only did what his father never had the guts to do, but Lionel calls the action depraved. When Lex inquires why Lionel never wanted to see the son he lost, Lionel claps back with, "It's you I've lost."
Oh, you never had. Never had me, Dad.
Yeah, Lionel shows a soft spot for everybody except Lex. Even the clone. The clone gets some nerve. At the Kent farm, Chloe talks to Lana about Clark's bizarro behavior, but Lana is smitten, boasting that he's finally let her in. Bizarro enters, still vexed by the whereabouts of the shield like he lost his car keys. Lana says, maybe you left it in the fortress. Bizarro jets up to the fortress, but Jor-El ain't having it with the Phantom. Bizarro says, what are you going to do about it, bruh? So Jor-El shakes the fortress until it flees and decides that Clark's 5-minute major in the sin bin is up. In a deleted scene, Jor-El's original plan was to keep him there until everyone he loves died.
That's dark shit.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, the scene with Chloe and Lana telling her all this stuff.
Yeah.
I thought Chloe was great. Mm-hmm. Like Allison was great in this episode. She was just like, really? Okay. Something's off. I don't know how to tell you this. How do I tell her this but not sound jealous or sound like I'm prying or something? Clark super speeds back to the farm to tell Lana that he's back for real now, and Bizarro has been masquerading as him this whole time. Confused and heartbroken, Lana asks him about the Paris plan, but he doesn't remember. Out in the barn, Bizarro super hears their conversation. Ironically, the real Clark returning, making Lana feel worse.
Yeah.
Well, not making Lana feel worse.
She is feeling worse.
He's not
she might
trying
be feeling
to.
worse, but he's not coming back to make her feel worse.
No.
But she just does.
There's a
she's like, verbiage. I had this connection. I thought this was real. This is exactly what I've always wanted, and it's not him.
Yeah, he's not doing it intentionally.
Right.
It's just it's just she's sort of realizing, Oh, no.
Yeah. It's sort of like you have a great dream and you wake up and you realize, I'm dreaming.
I hate when that happens.
She's like, who was that guy last night?
Go ahead, Ryan.
In the slums, Bizarro asks Fine to deal him some green crypto so he can kill Kal-El and whisk Lana away. Fine reluctantly agrees to distract Kal-El, but warns Bizarro about falling prey to human emotions. That's familiar territory. At Luthor Corp, Clark asks Lionel how to get rid of the Phantom. Lionel says expose it to blue kryptonite to increase its powers and overwhelm it to death. He instructs Clark to find Daxor, the Kryptonian with the other shield, who can provide more blue crypto. As Lionel exits, he transforms back into Milton Fine, and it was a ruse.
Which is why I had to like rewind it and be like, what's he talking about? How does he know this?
Yeah.
What not? What the what is what I'd like to say. What the what?
Milton Fine.
I like it. I like it.
At the DP, Clark is able to convince Chloe that it's the real him by walking into a convenient sunbeam. Relieved, Chloe presents him with the shield, which she took from the farm just in case. Clark whispers Daxor into the shield and flashes away, but out in the slums, Fine jolts awake. Because he knows something's up. Clark finds himself in an auto body shop somewhere in Arizona, where he reveals his identity to the lone mechanic, Daxor, and tosses in the shield. Turns out Daxor leads a peaceful human life with a wife and son, all made possible by his blue kryptonite bracelet.
So we know who that actor is, right?
Yes. Mark McClure.
Mark McClure?
Right?
Mark McClure?
Yeah. He regrets that his ambition led to the brain interactive construct and ultimately the destruction of Krypton. Clark asks if it was difficult to give up his abilities, but Daxor says not even a little bit.
The age-old dilemma. Do you give up your drive to live the quiet life?
And Daxor did.
Yeah. I wonder if like adding music would even make it better. Like, at Queen's apartment, Bizarro surprises Lana, who thinks that she thinks he's still Clark. He convinces her to help him take down Fine, but as they embrace, she sees his face glitch in the window.
Yes, it did make it better.
She excuses herself to pack a bag. Clark puts a chunk of blue kryptonite in a little box and super speeds out of Arizona. Go ahead, Ryan.
There's the big part. Bizarro catches Lana texting Clark. She tries to run, but Bizarro catches her and confesses that his feelings for her are real. Clark speeds in. Bizarro bats him away. Lana picks up the blue crystal and approaches Bizarro, who says, "You know he won't commit his life to you like I will." And in a stunning twist, she agrees. Clark watches helplessly as Lana and Bizarro hold hands, but Lana places the kryptonite in Bizarro's hand and he starts overheating. He utters one final, "I love you," to Lana right before he explodes into tiny little pieces.
Just a little
epic.
Back in Arizona, Fine enters Daxter's shop announcing, "You should know who I am. You created me." He needs Daxter's mind to fix himself, and before Daxter can remove his bracelet, Fine finger stabs him in the neck and absorbs his power.
The only thing better than the story is you trying to tell it.
Series wrap on Daxter.
That's it.
At the DP, Lex enters Grant's office and fires him on the grounds that he was specifically told not to go to Lionel. Grant calls Lex pathetic. Lex calls Grant ungrateful. And as Grant leaves to have a steak dinner with Lionel, Lex threatens, "If you turn your back on me, you throw it all away."
Later in Metropolis, Grant and Lionel revel in the glow of their expensive night of bonding. Lionel even calls him son.
Son.
By the way, I love the way they describe the steak and they describe that dinner as.
Oh my God. I know. It was like, my first thought was like, what does the bill look like? How many zeros are tacked on to the end of that? But then also, damn, sounds delicious.
It does.
Suddenly, a mugger appears. Pioneer to the Falls by Interpol starts playing as Grant hands over his wallet. The mugger shoots him anyway, thrice in the chest and once in the back as Lionel holds him. Lionel cries out, "No, Julian!"
Yeah, so this is this a Batman thing?
Oh, it kind of is. Like how his parents died.
Like, I don't know if you thought about that, but yeah, is this a Batman thing? Is it?
It's a little bit of a Batman thing. Is it a little bit of Batman? And then in his office, you playing the song? In his office, Lex receives a text from the
Are
mugger.
you calling Al right now? What are you doing?
He's playing the song from the episode.
In his office, Lex receives a text message from the mugger that reads, "Job done."
I mean, I can
Lex
play the
drops
music
his
too.
phone and Shawshanks it in the torrential rain outside the
Shawshanks
manor.
it.
Meanwhile, through a lot of crossfades and no eye contact, Clark and Lana get ready for bed. Clark stares at the bed that Lana and Bizarro made love in. She touches his arm as he gazes at the rain. The lyrics, "You fly straight into my heart, but here comes the falls," ring out as they lie down for the night. Credits. Closing
By the way,
thoughts. What?
Well, a lot. When Clark goes to see the guy from Krypton and he's got a family and he's using blue kryptonite and whatnot, that's literally the scene that I played in the crossover thing that we did later. It's the same scene.
Wow.
Oh.
It's the same scene. And I didn't have any recollection until I saw it. And I was like, oh, it's the same scene. Choosing blue kryptonite to give up your powers to have a family. That's it.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that. Todd just found something that we weren't looking
That
at.
I didn't know about.
Closing thoughts. Ironic that Lex told Grant to stay away from Lionel because he's dangerous when Lex was the danger in front of him all along. It has been theorized that Bizarro is Lana's soulmate. Do we agree?
Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, I'd seen it a couple times. There are some fans who agree. But I don't know.
Chloe recognized Bizarro, but Lana didn't. That's indicative of their unique relationships with Clark.
Indicative?
Indicative.
Yeah. Indicative.
Indicative.
Tom, what was it like to be emotional in CG form before exploding?
I don't really remember. I think this is when I think we brought this up a couple times already, and then we're going to have a good interview with a good director of ours. You have to trust the people who are overwatching your performance as opposed to just knowing exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
You have to be free to
And trust.
trust. Yeah.
Interesting things to note.
things
Mark
of
McClure, who
note.
played Daxter, played Jimmy Olsen in the original Superman films. Wow. You may also remember him as Marty's brother in Back to the Future. Oh my God. Dude, I didn't know
You
that.
didn't know that? You would have been the first person I thought would catch that.
I would have. Bizarro was able to have sex with Lana without injuring her, which suggests that maybe Clark could have done the same, though he never tried. It also is noted that Lana slept with Bizarro under the belief that he was Clark, which can be classified as rape by deception. That is true. I thought that exact thing. I was like, dude, think of that Darth Vader scene in Revenge of the Nerds. Remember at the
talk
end?
about that?
Yeah.
Very similar. Talkville is brought to you by AGZ from AG1. We talk about how much we love AG1 all the time and how our mornings start with AG1, Tom. It's like we talk about it's so easy to use. You put a scoop in your water, you stir it, and I have focus, I have energy. I can't live without this stuff. I know you feel the same way, but now we've got AGZ. Introducing AGZ. AGZ is a nighttime drink designed to help support restful, restorative sleep. With key ingredients including adaptogens, herbs, and minerals, AGZ is a melatonin-free formula that helps support the body's natural sleep cycle. So, Tom, we have some AG1 when we wake up and some AGZ when we go to sleep.
Yeah, I've tried this. And to be honest, I've tried melatonin in the past. It didn't work for me. I guess. So I like the fact that this doesn't have that in it. I've taken the AGZ and I slept great. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's amazing how the two work hand in hand. And, it's like just when you think AG1 can't give you more, they do. So we thank you for that. We're excited to introduce AGZ, the first innovation beyond the latest AG1 Next Gen formula upgrade. And the new nighttime product supports a key pillar of foundational health and acts as a critical proof point for how the AG1 brand is evolving into a new era to support more areas of our customers' overall health. I really love AG1. They've been a partner with us for a long time, and so many people came up to the cons and at the con, and they were talking about AG1 and now AGZ. And yeah, it's not melatonin based. It's a combination of nutrients and benefits that compound over time, all to work in harmony with your natural sleep cycle without overdoing it. It's not a Band-Aid sleep solution, folks, like many of the options out there. Rather than overriding your body's natural rhythms, AGZ helps your mind and body ease into rest with a blend of clinically studied key calming herbs, magnesium, and adaptogens. Add 1 packet of AGZ to 4 to 6 ounces of your preferred liquid. Blend the AGZ frother for a smooth, fully dissolved drink. Drink AGZ before bed to cue your body and mind to start winding down. They have chocolate mint, mixed berry. You've got all sorts of stuff, and the stuff really, really works.
If you're ready to turn down the stress and focus on the rest, head to drinkag1.com/talkville to get a free frother with your first purchase of AGZ.
Frothers are good. They're high quality, I'm not gonna lie.
drinkag1.com/talkville. All right, we are here with writer, director, producer, creator, all that stuff. One of my good buddies, one of Tom's good. We just love this guy. We always loved working with him. And it's Todd Slavkin. Todd, how the hell are you?
Fellas, so good to see you guys. God.
Todd, I just want to start with saying I'm sorry because I miss you. And we always get along so well.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry I haven't talked to you in so long, and thank you for doing this. And we should probably talk after this is done because, I don't know, I just thought we always get along so well.
Great times, guys. Great. I bumped into Rosie on the picket line.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Paramount lot. It was good times. Yeah, but I miss you guys. That was such a treasured memories way back in the day. So fun.
Yeah. My memory of you was always very calm, but excited and direct and collaborative and just very sweet. Just a kind man who always got the job done, but was always in your corner. You always felt like Todd's in my corner. He understands.
I feel the same way, but I'll say it differently. I feel like I could just talk to you.
Yeah, we'll do it.
And that's a very important thing in life. Like, I just feel like I could just come talk to you, and whatever happened, everything was better after that.
So sweet. I'm so flattered.
I'm not even making that up. I can't make that up.
Let's let Todd talk now. Go ahead, Todd.
Okay. All right.
No, that's so sweet. You know, I was raised well. I really owe that to my parents, and I always listened, and in this business, you guys know this, with actors, often people don't listen. They perceive them as I don't want to say dolls, but they perceive them as these tools. And I always thought I just have in awe of what you guys do. And you're also just such good guys, We were fortunate. I don't know why Alan Miles chose us, but we got to write all of your first time directing episodes. You, Michael, Allie.
Oh, yeah.
That was such a treat. And we got to come up on set, and I learned so much from both of you guys, watching you work. It was before I directed an episode, and that was such good times for sure.
Yeah. I remember that. I remember you and Darren there, and so supportive while I was directing my first episode and working with the actors, and I didn't feel like there were executives sitting there kind of judging, going, no, right. You need to. You were very just there, present, and sometimes you'd say, well, do you think we need something like this? And I go, oh, you know what? That's a good idea. Let's, it was just, they were very helpful. But listen, let's get to Persona. And Persona, you directed, it was your directorial debut for Smallville. And I got to tell you, I'm not saying this. I'm thankful that I really like this episode.
Michael's the harshest critic of the show.
Yes.
So whatever he's about to say, it sounds like it's going to be good because you put his hands like this. So it means he's about to say something nice.
But hang on a second. I swear to God, last night I watched the show and I hadn't seen it. I might have seen clips, but I never really watched the show that much. And I did smoke a little joint, but my friend watched it with me, and my girlfriend, and he had never seen an episode. And I was like, guys, am I just really stoned? Because this is really good. And Cameron looks at me and goes, dude, this is great. I can't believe I've never seen this show. Persona was shot so differently than any other show. It felt like you were watching a motion picture, a major motion picture. Yeah. The close-ups, the music, the direction, everything worked.
I just felt like everybody was in the moment and every moment counted.
I was blown away. I think what I'm pissed off at is you should have directed a lot more.
He was busy writing.
It's tricky, when you're, and I still face this, I pretty much direct an episode of every show that I've done since, but as now a showrunner, it's not a great use of your time, and no network or studio is like, yeah, disappear for 3.5 weeks. And I acknowledge it's not the smartest use of time. But with Alan Miles, since I first got there, I was like a racehorse, just wanting to get on that gate and go and direct. And they always were nice and patient. But until I put it in my contract when we came back, it's like that was the only way it was going to happen. And I understood where they were coming from. So I had waited for Persona for so long, and being an EP, I got to create it from the ground up. I didn't write the script on purpose because people would tell me, if you're directing, don't write it. It's a mistake. Don't get caught up in it. I thought it was really smart, but I did get to break that story and work on that script so much with Don and Ollie. And I watched it too last night, and I freaking wrote them an email. And I was like, "It's so effing good!
It's so good.
This is amazing! It's
really good
dialogue. Freaking all of you guys just killed it. It was great.
Yeah, it felt to me like it was one of those episodes that everyone should be talking about. And we talk about Onyx and Transference and all these great episodes. Lexmas, or there's ton. This episode is one of my favorite episodes. I will say it now.
I am so moved.
This is truly a great Smallville episode, and anybody who saw this for the first time would say this show is great. And the look of it, I mean, this is 15 years old, probably
18
years old, and it looks like it's cinematic. It should be on TV
great. You
today.
could air it tonight.
Yeah. So were you stressed out when you were going to direct? Did you feel like this feeling that you had to prove yourself, that you had to show them I could do this? What was going through your mind?
So stressed. Oh my God. So I forgot to call action the first shot. It was Tom walking through the Kemp kitchen.
I actually remember that.
Oh dear. I was totally stressed, but I was so prepared. My God. I did that so deeply,
So Todd, I don't want to interrupt because I want to hear what you want to say, but when I was directing episodes, I told the AD to say action because I didn't want the responsibility. I never said action in all 7 or 8 episodes, whatever I did.
Yeah.
Because it's a thing, because you're so into it. And I just, again, I'm going back on what I said before, but I just love when you guys were on set, I could come to you and just riff with you, and it would inform the performance. And I just always thank you is what I'm saying.
So bring us back to those moments. Were you sleeping? Were you eating? Were you nerve-wracked? What was it like?
Yeah, I was eating and I was sleeping. Although, funny enough, I had this crazy dream that a mariachi band showed up on set, and Marshall freaking hired a mariachi band. Tom, I don't know if you remember this.
I do remember this now. I do remember this
now. I heard
now.
Mexican music. I'm like, what is going on? But I slept. My dreams were very intense. I was so prepared, and I had this relationship with Glenn that dated back just because I was produced so many episodes, right? So I knew the crew so well. So I really felt I didn't feel stressed like I wasn't going to be able to communicate my
your shorthand was perfect.
Yeah.
It was you were just with us.
Right.
Yeah. And I had this mayor, everything was so intentional and thoughtful. And the idea of the mayor was this big visual theme, and that everyone was looking. I don't know if you guys caught that when you were watching it, but trying to layer in the story to not just directing cool shots, but making it intentional for the story, which I do in my work all the time. I'm about to do a movie now, my first directing a movie. I know, Michael, you directed the film. So excited. And I take that same approach from Persona as I am doing this. So I think that's very meaningful to me.
Well, it's from what I understand, neither Michael or I are in your movie, but that's okay.
Yes.
No.
I have hair too.
It's female. It's very female driven.
I have played women in movies.
You have?
No, but listen, what was it that if you could sum up Persona, what you wanted to get across, the theme, what was important to you about the show there, because there's usually a couple of underlying things when directing that are most important, and what were they?
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is from the break. So I've always been into cloning. Darren and I wrote a movie years and years and years ago for Kiefer Sutherland that got made with C. Thomas Howell. Great actor, but not Kiefer. So cloning, and so the Bizarro, when Bizarro came up, and it was like, oh my God, this is the chance to do this on Smallville. And it became like questioning who we are. This theme of identity, not just how other people perceive us, but how we perceive ourselves. So there's a great shot with Kristen when she knows she's been sleeping with the wrong guy. So it's like, well, what does that say about me, right? Like, that the fact that
then there's this scene where Clark kind of brings that up.
Yes.
It's insecurities. It's like that we all have. It's human. It's human.
Right. He's like, you married Lex and you're with that other guy. Yeah.
Right. And then you have Gabriel, you have Julian, the younger brother, and who am I? All of that stuff. And Brainiac is posing as Lionel. So it's all of that. It was such a masterfully interwoven story. And a lot of Smallville episodes were, but this one just kissed, it was like
not all of them.
Not all of them, but many of them.
Many of them.
That's when the show is killing it.
And the slam-a-jammas, the real close-ups, the walk and talks where you're really close on Brainiac's face and Tom's in the background. I also noticed not just the visuals or the sound or that the art direction was brilliant, but I also noticed the performances were truly
all
great.
Of them were good.
Tom, you were great. You were really, it's not that you weren't always great, but you were especially great in this episode. And
I think that this is the third time I've said it. I needed people around me to help. And when you guys were there and I could come talk to you, that ignites, it allows me to do it in a sense. I just finished this movie, which we're not going to talk about right now, but I had a similar experience where I was like, can I just come and just kind of just say whatever I'm feeling right now? And can we just have a dialogue? And whether it helped or not, just getting it out. And you guys being on set was always helpful.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. It's funny, Tom would wear this, I think it was a red jacket as Brainiac or blue as Clark. Maybe I got that confused. But if you took away the jacket, Tom, your performances, you knew who it was. The way that you played Bizarro, your smile, the looseness you had with your emotions, that was all part of it. And I remember conversations I had with you before we ever got to set where we were just talking about it. And it, like you said, it was this great dialogue, communication. That's everything. You guys know as actors, right?
Well, you made me feel safe. You made me feel safe to explore. And that's really what it is.
Totally. And Michael, I had this great memory with you where I did one take. I'm like, got it. And you're like, wait, what? And I'm like, I got it.
Really?
Man. And Michael was you were like, really? You were like, oh my God, thank you. Because so often you're like, I just want to get a second.
And a
you
third.
Never know.
And I love it.
You were like, because I know you guys also, you've been doing this for so long, your characters better than anyone at that point. So I was very careful not to bog you down with direction that was like, look at me, I'm a director. You know what I mean? It's like sometimes words.
Smart though.
James would have probably gotten 10 different takes of that. God love him.
I'm about to do a TV show in Vancouver, and I'm very excited to see Mr. Marshall, as well as a lot of Vancouver
What
folks.
show are you doing?
Please let James know that we love him. We've asked him to be on this.
Yeah.
And he has politely declined.
What?
And we all know, we love James, but we do talk a lot of shit about him.
Yeah. We talk shit, but there's love, but also I don't think he feels comfortable being interviewed.
Yeah. I think that's true.
What is the show?
The show is a Disney show. It skews a little younger than what we're used to. It's a show running gig. It's called Coven Academy. It just got picked up. So we're staffing. The room starts in a few weeks, but it's shot in Vancouver. And I have such memories. We did Mysteries Bennett Society season 1 in Vancouver during COVID. And every time I'm up there, for you guys, it was probably a nightmare. You guys probably it's triggered or something. But for me, I just have the fondest memories, and like those crew folks too, besides you guys, the behind the scenes, the Rob Mayers and all the Jay Marchands and all of those people, they're like, I just have the best feeling.
I do too. I feel like the more I'm removed from the show, as much love as I had, I really look back with fond like memories of seeing these people's faces or making them laugh or making them smile or seeing what they're doing and how hard they're working. And it was this machine. It was like everything was just really, it just all worked well together. And I do miss that. So even though Vancouver was a place where I equated it with, this is work, this is, away from my friends and family, I still have fond memories and a respect for it.
Michael, do you remember the office that was on the second floor?
Yep.
As my favorite times is when we had a little bit of time to go up there and
joke around.
Just joke around
with Scott.
But this is the best part, Todd. I'm so glad talking to you because it's bringing back all these happy memories because that's all I have with you.
Yeah.
So, and it's really funny because I see you guys are doing all these cons, which is terrific. And Tom, I have these memories with Tom, like begging you to go to Comic-Con.
And I would never.
Todd, we're going to send Todd up and he's going to talking to Carmody, your agent, and like just try.
Well, you know who got him to do it finally?
You.
Okay. So hold on. Here's the thing what happened. So obviously we had a very successful television show for 10 years that was Superman based, that should have been at Comic-Con every year. So here's what happened every year is they would schedule me to be at Comic-Con at 10 or 12 a.m. or whatever on Saturday. We would be filming. So production never talked to publicity. And there was 1 year, I think it was season 9, and Rob Mayer came to me, he goes, we can get you out for Comic-Con. Do you want to go or do you want to work? And I go, I think I want to work. And I stayed. And it was only 1 year, I think we went to Comic-Con.
Yeah.
And it was because we were very busy.
Also, Todd, 10 months a year we're filming this show. And Tom's in every scene. So the last thing he wants to do is go to a Comic-Con. He wants to get away from it and have some time alone. So that's why he didn't do it. And I get it. And it wasn't until years later where I finally, you got to do this. You got to trust me. You got to, it's fun. It's like, and now everybody's doing it. And
I completely understood, by the way. I was just like the anointed ambassador to Tom.
They were pushing you forward.
Yeah. Alan Miles were gone at that point. I think this was like season 8.
You were the Tom Whisperer.
Yeah.
Well, look, this has been a real treat. I love having you here. I didn't realize how much I'd love having you here as, and it's and I really want to be able to see you and go have lunch or catch up. And
let's do it. I want to thank you both. Honestly, that was my first television show. And Alan Miles, I have to say, like, they gave us a show. We were doing movies for 12 years before that. So Smallville are these little movies. And it was like the perfect gig for Todd and Darren. And you guys made it even more perfect. Being able to bond with you both, working up there. It was so fun. So honestly, thank you both. I will always treasure that.
How old were you when you started on Smallville?
It's a good. Oh, I'm so old now, guys. I would say, let me think. It was 2002, so I was 37.
Isn't that crazy? How young we all were.
Do you recall in the Toad meetings that we were no one could ever reference another television show? We could only reference films.
But I remember they were freaking 5 hours long. My God. I just remember, I don't do tone meetings like that. There's things on Smallville that were great, and there was things on Smallville I learned how it was great.
Dude, I went to my first tone meeting for my episode. I don't know if you remember, and it was about an hour and a half.
I'm sure you lost your mind.
Do you remember? I just go,
I love it.
Are these tone meetings always this long? Yeah. And everybody started laughing, and they're like, they're a lot longer.
I had an 11-hour tone meeting once.
What episode was
that? That's brutal.
Episode? I don't remember what episode, but I remember being there, and Marsha was there with me. And I think it was one of their earlier ones where they were just really making sure that I was on the tone. And it's like, okay, I mean, I've been on the television show for 4 years. I think I have a good idea about what we're trying to accomplish.
Todd, do you remember going into the room where I'm working? I'm blocking the shots and all this stuff. And you walk in, you go, we're going to the bowling alley. And I'm like, Why? You guys going bowling? We got work to do. He's like, no, we're not going to the it's not a circus anymore. It's not a carnival. We've changed it. I go, I already mapped it all out, my shots. And you go, we're going to the bowling alley. I go, God damn it. And then we went to the bowling alley and I'm pissed. And all of a sudden they're like, all right, what do you want to do? And I go, all right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to have the camera. And I just snapped right into it. I remember everybody just laughing.
One of our favorite stories is he's behind a little bit in the day and I'm there. So I walk on the set before they asked me and I was like, I started yelling. I was like, what the F is going on? And Rosamund turns and loses his shit at me. And I was just like, joking, dude.
Allison's wardrobe malfunction. The dolly's broken. It's not my fault. And he's like, I'm kidding, dude. I'm like, fuck, quit kidding. Go get out of here.
Get out of my face.
That episode was great, Rosie.
Thank you.
Well, and Tom, Fragile was another, like, I thought, like, you just killed that. Both of those episodes were so freaking good. And that was your first time out, too. So I had to step up. You guys set the bar. I had to.
Well, I always say if you know how to talk to actors and get the performances out, that's 90% of it.
Yeah.
I keep jumping in, but I think, Todd, you said it. Listening.
Listening.
Like, listen.
Yeah.
Got a lot of great ideas too. You're working with a lot of smart people, a lot of great DP. You know what I mean? Directors, a lot about
it. Glenn, are you kidding me? Come
curating these ideas, right? Everyone's like, what about that? What about Steve Obin? You know what I mean? Like, everyone's just jamming. It's like, yeah, absolutely.
Well, look, we love you. We think you're the best. We're going to keep in touch.
Thank you both.
Terrific episode, honestly.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much.
All right, we're here with our lovable patron, Chris. Chris, are you here? Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yes, I can.
Chris, why did you get into Smallville?
Growing up, I loved watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which is kind of a similar setup, and it took me a few years to get into Smallville. I was aware of it, but when I finally saw, I think you guys were in the break between 6 and 7, so I saw all the seasons DVDs on sale, and I decided to have a summer watching it all, and just really got hooked on it. And I loved your guys' take on the characters, Lex and Clark. I loved the family dynamics. Freak of the Week didn't bother me too much at the time because Buffy had that.
Yeah. What about Persona? This was, to me, one of the best episodes on Smallville, in my opinion. The way it was shot, how dramatic it was, the music, the intent, the intensity. A, did you love this episode? And B, where would you put it in the rankings of Smallville episodes? And C, what did you like about it?
Oh yeah, this one, I remember watching it when it came out because I was all big after the previous episodes cliffhanger. I just really loved it. It has Return of Brainiac. It was Tom as Bizarro, which was fun. Mark McClure coming on to do Jimmy Olsen.
Did you like seeing James from Buffy?
Oh yeah, James from I love seeing him, and I think it's one of definitely my top 10 episodes. Maybe the top 5, but it's just I love the drama of it all, and it means something.
I want to know your favorite episode.
Oh, I really love this. I love Reckoning, of course. I think that's probably it. I think the heights of everything from the first 5 seasons built up to that episode, and I thought that episode was done perfectly.
Yeah.
So it's Persona's definitely up there. And it what was it? It's just I just loved how it meant something, so that it wasn't just like this is just something that happened that week. Like it's gonna kind of reverberate the rest of the season, with Clark and Lana, Lionel and Lex's thing with Julian. So it really definitely sets up that last block of episodes that's going to be coming up, I think.
Yeah, I definitely think Persona was one of those episodes that was memorable because it looked different. It looked like a movie. Everything was really close, close-ups and walk and talks. It felt theatrical to me. It felt like a theatrical release in a lot of ways. So I really like that. And how many times have you seen the show? How many times have you watched all the way through?
I'd say 3 or 4. I do cherry pick like episodes here and there, but watching from 1 to 10, yeah, it's definitely a journey. So I don't do it that often, but I really love the earlier seasons more. Just the way the characters were all connected. It felt more like Clark was the lead. It still felt like there was more of an ensemble. Well, I think it's whittled down as the years go on.
Right.
I thought you loved the later seasons.
Are you planning on coming to any conventions or the Smallville cruise or anything to see us?
I was considering the cruise. I missed you guys. You guys were out in Ontario just early in May, and I had another thing, and I was just so frustrated because I really wanted to meet you guys.
That was a good show too.
But
yeah, sorry to hear that.
They're in the cruise.
For someone who hasn't watched the show, that being me, and we're at Persona, what could I look forward to in the next 7, 8, 9 episodes? That is it? Do they really get more intense? Is it a good way to end season 7 or the journey for Lex? What can I look forward to?
Honestly, Michael, I think these next coming up is just, your character hits that peak of just he finally crosses that line. And I think you handle it beautifully. You did it in this episode with just, how you have Julian murdered and your reaction to that, your reaction to your dad just saying, I've lost you. I thought that was a beautiful moment. Just really held on you. But yeah, I think your performance leading into the finale, Lex is just completely different than he is, what we've seen up to this point. So I think you'll probably get a kick out of just seeing how great you were at that. Because I think you do a great, amazing job.
Thanks, Chris.
As you exit.
We love you, Chris. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate you. Keep watching.
You guys take care. Have a good day.
Thanks, Chris.
Hotline. It is time for the hotline, folks. And if you're not ready for the hotline, you're not ready for life.
This is one of our best episodes ever.
Karen Apple M, what do you got for us, our lovable patron? She's in her car. She looks like she's cold, wearing something warm.
G'day, guys. Karen Apple M from Management with the question for Season 7 Persona. Tom, when Bizarro Clark was following Chloe in the Daily Planet asking for information, he was pulling some funny faces behind her back. Was that in the script or was that you ad-libbing? Because it was hilarious. I loved it. See ya.
That was me.
It's funny. I thought you were brilliant in an episode, but that was the only thing that kind of bothered me.
No, but that was the whole thing. He was like, this girl, just give me the information I want.
I know. I just didn't know if it was necessary. I remember seeing it and I kind of laughed. I thought it was kind of funny, but I was like, I don't know if they needed that.
Well, Karen Apple liked it.
Karen Apple, you liked it.
I got one like.
Did you like it, Ryan?
Yeah.
All right.
It was different. I mean, otherwise it's just a normal scene.
No, I
think that was one of the few little things that we could show where this guy is like bored
because we know at this point stuff. The previous episode was the reveal, and now we get to now we get to play with it. We're like, we know.
I get it. I just think it could have done without it, but I didn't hate it. Here's Leah Walden. We saw her on the cruise.
Hey guys,
we loved her.
Leah here in California, calling about season 7, episode 10, Persona. Am I the only one who kind of wishes that Lana had chosen the other guy, if only to see what would happen? Thank you guys.
He's
Bye.
Bad. He's bad. He's bad. You can't pick him. Not for our Clark. Not over our Clark.
But it goes back to what you said, that maybe that's the.
Yeah, I don't know.
It all adds up when, there's a really great scene where Clark says, you married Lex, and then you actually fell in love with this other dude. So
that was deep.
Like,
that was a
what's
deep
up?
cut. That was a deep burn.
So it all leads up to that scene.
Fatima from Pakistan.
Hi, this is Fatima calling from Pakistan. The actor who plays Dexter also played Jimmy Olsen in the original Superman movie. What was it like to work with Mark McClure while filming Persona? Thanks.
Do you remember working with him or no?
I remember he was awesome. He was great, and I understood why he was there and what he was facilitating. He was just cool. Like he was just.
It was
cool.
good.
It wasn't like a big deal, other than what the scene was about.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Justine.
Hi, this is Justine from Philadelphia. I'm calling about the episode Persona in season 7. And I was wondering if you guys think that you would be able to get past Lana not recognizing that it wasn't actually Clark. If you were Clark, would you be able to forgive that?
First of all, it's not Lana's fault, and it's not Clark's fault. It's nobody's fault.
No, but it's
just an unfortunate.
It's a difficult thing.
It's a difficult thing. It's like having sex with someone's twin brother. And
what was that like, Michael?
Well,
dude, there's a movie out now called Twinless. It's really good. It's kind of a similar thing.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Sean from Chesapeake.
Hi, my name is Sean from Chesapeake, Virginia, and my question is for episode Persona. Tom, whether you had to make certain changes or nuances with your character knowing the reveal towards the end of it. I'd like to hear your take on that and how you kind of prepared for that. And great podcast, guys, and I love the show. Bye.
Thanks, brother.
I would not make any changes. And going back to what I think we've referenced before, I was relying on the people around me to help me through the performance. In watching it, I don't think I would change anything.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. And this is Angela.
Hi, my name is Angela Falke. I'm calling from Australia. So my question is, do you really think Lana truly didn't notice it wasn't Clark in Persona, or was she just ignoring the red flags? Really love
was she ignoring the red flags? I don't know. That's subtext, baby. I don't know.
She was kind of like taking the positives and saying like, oh, seeing like what she wanted to see and embracing that.
I think she was taken aback by what she was experiencing and just decided to go with it
because it was what she wanted.
Caitlin, if you were replaced with a doppelganger, do you think the people in your life would notice the difference? And what could the doppelganger do that would be a dead giveaway that it wasn't actually you?
I would notice your doppelganger.
Yeah, because he wouldn't fart. All you have to do is fart, and I was like, "Oh, what was that?" And you're like, "That's not him." Your doppelganger, it would be.
Oh, I've got a couple. I'm sure.
I would know it was you.
Yeah.
Okay, Rosenbaum rating system.
Let's go rating
with me. I'm going to go 2.5 roses.
Damn.
Yep.
Same.
Tom, 2.5 roses.
Yep. Great episode.
Be honest, Ryan.
Fantastic.
Yeah, 2.5. Because I was thinking back like what we gave 2 this season. This was above.
This was the best of the season.
Yeah.
This was an amazing episode to me.
It was awesome. Everything was great about it.
Yeah.
Everything.
Death and save count. 3 dead. Fine killed Dax. Lex put a hit on Grant. Bizarro exploded. 0 saved through 10 episodes. 17 dead and 22 saved. Series 235 dead. 251 saved. Ryan's favorite.
Ooh, this is going to be tough because there's a lot of good scenes in this.
There's a lot of good scenes. Brought to you by Wayfair.
I would like to think that.
And by Gatorade.
I have my own ideas, but I want to see what you choose.
And
here's how I'm going to do it. Well,
all right.
Well, I'm just going to do it. Scene 1, Clark meets Daxor, and they have a nice little heart-to-heart. Scene 2, Bizarro's demise. Scene 3, I'm going to call the Interpol montage that starts with Grant's death and goes to the end.
I'm going to go with that one. Is that the one you go with?
Yeah, 3.
Yeah, I mean, who can't?
3.
Who doesn't choose a montage?
Yeah, it was that.
Look, because I denied you a montage earlier this season, and I'm giving you the montage. Yes,
the montage, Ryan
But like
Montage.
you can't, because it can't just do. And so 3. You guys are right. You can't just do like the death scene because the death scene bleeds into like the Lana Clark thing. Clark's doing his best Tim Robbins impression, and
who?
Lex.
Yeah. What was that? It was weird.
I saw someone said like it mirrored some other early thing where
when
like
he was a
Lex,
kid.
Yeah,
when he was screaming. Yeah, because I was like, why is he screaming? Like maybe he's really upset at what happened, but I didn't.
But
like
that's
that.
when Julian died in the rain.
I didn't like that moment. That's the only moment I didn't like in the show. I forgot to tell you.
It didn't seem justified to you, but it was a callback.
It was a callback, but I just didn't feel like I committed. I felt like I half-assed it.
Well, you were wet.
I don't know. I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing. Anyway, that's it for the episode. Stick around next week as we try not to crash into the rocks and talk about episode 11, Siren. Take the discussion online. Let us know your thoughts on the episode over on our socials at Talkville Podcast or at Talkville Pod. Show support for the podcast by joining Patreon at patreon.com/Talkville. And if you want more information like merch from the show or a hotline number, you can find all that in the show's description. And gosh, that was a really fun episode. Really enjoyed it. Thank you for listening. Sorry if we're all over the place, but we had fun.
Remember, folks, always hold on to Smallville.
Hey guys, of course, we're reading the top tier patrons. We love you, and we're reading your names because you're the best. If you want to join, patreon.com/Talkville and become a top tier and join in on all the fun. We had so much fun in Chicago. I did a little meet and greet with a meetup with the patrons, and we're going on a cruise. We're going to Cincinnati. Join Patreon and support this podcast if you want to see it keep on going. So, Tom, tell us some of these great names.
Well, let's start with Little Lisa, Leanne P, Raj C, Santiago M, Thomas Tom Turner. It's funny how I messed up my own name in the middle of that. Shane W, Betsy D, Abhi P, Karen Apple M, 99 more, and Leilani.
No,
N.
Leilani, remember?
I know.
You got to say it. She loves it.
Leilani, and we just saw her in Chicago. What a lovely girl
she is. Brett G, always hold on to Smallville. Charlie T, Garrett W, Bob K, Tom N, Jason W, Lana rhymes with banana. W, Nancy D, Brian G, Grape Jelly 817, Amanda R,
Teddy 127, Michael P, who we also just saw, Ryan R, Randy P, Craig G, Jor L, Heather and Greg, we just saw. I made Talkville Say Butts, Eric K, Clark's mom, Kristen B, Finky, Damn, Who's that? And I think we should add to that, Damn, Who's That Army, apparently.
Jeanette E, General Zod, Doug R, Shanna I, Ken Limerick I, Corey L, Mr. Home Arcade, Claire M, D Brown, Jules M, saw Jules, Eldon Suprema, Brian P, Mick Burtz, we saw Ginger Moose, Christoph S, There is no fate but what we make.
Jessica B, Michael B, Sebastian F, Wolfie, and Little Wolfie, Matthew and Lincoln B, Mary Lou L, Shannon, Fofanen, Matt Mev, Rick, Randy S, Cassie B, Danny Mo, Mirabel, Mary K, Sophie L, When you're rich, you aren't crazy, you're eccentric.
Rosamond fan, Sammy Sharman, Carrie Ann, the Alexander Castle, Daryl E, Jenny B76, Monica T, Monica, Ms. M, Emily Who Locked, Jeffrey K, previously on Smallville, Keith B, Cookie, Kareem, Cookie, Libertariat, Ivan G, Danny Z from Cleveland, Biagio C, Felicia B, Madison H, as told by Helen, Dr. J,
Kurt F, close to Dr. G and Dr. T, Fortatious B, Eduardo P, Naaman L, we'll never know. Smallville for Life, Bobby B, Kendrick F, Stacy L, Other Brother, Daryl, Melanie P, Starla S, Charlie M, Cheyenne F, AGS, Heather H, Tom and Michael's friend, Mikey.
Kieran H, or Kieran? Yeah, Hubs, Laura C, Adam C, Jackie J, John W, Bradley H, Nick H, Dan L, Coraline E, David A, Sierra, Chanzo, Steph Meister, J, The Broken Hero, Brooklyn, Ann M, Katie K,
Chris F, Kyle Ann, Bianca S, JD Rocks, Rebecca P, Jacob G, Erica H, Romina N, Rich L, Coca K, Lexi and Sid, Adriana G, Jesse W.
And JD Rocks, in case that got disconnected. But we love you. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week.